right, Fave, episode 71.
Episode 71?
71, right?
I think it's 70.
70, episode 70.
70.
All right, Happy New Year to everybody out there. Hope you enjoyed you were safe, enjoyed your New Year.
We're a little confused. It's on 19, it's on 20. You know, same stuff, different year.
So, yeah, Eagles in the playoffs. We'll get into all of that.
No Cowboys.
There you go. We'll get into the whole playoff scenario in the NFL this weekend, starting tomorrow. And then, of course, we'll get into these Sixers on a 3-game losing streak, facing Houston tonight.
Big game tonight. I want to see them. After some big talks about Embiid, we'll get into that.
Yeah. So, ready or not, here we go.
Let's go.
So, first things first. What is going to happen?
It's all a mystery, of course. This was a hard one to call. We were talking about it, and it is. It's a really hard one to call. I was telling you my 2-receiver thing that I'd be telling you is going to come to effect. DK Metcalf's an emerging rookie. And they got, what's this other name? Lockett, Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
Both speedy receivers. One is a taller one, which is Metcalf. I'm telling you, I'm more worried about him. We haven't faced good competitors like this in a while who are very good at stopping the run, which actually is their downfall. So right now, of course, with new running backs, who knows what's going to happen because there's no game plan for them. As talk about no game plan, we also talked about Boston Scott. How is he going to play into this? What you think about Boston Scott right now?
Well, right now, I haven't heard anything different about Jordan Howard, so I don't expect him to have too major of a role in this week. And I hope that they keep Boston Scott in the role that he's in, where he can just spell Miles Sanders, because he gives you that different type of burst, that different type of speed, that quickness, that shiftiness that Darren Sproles brought you when he was playing and he was healthy. So it gives you that, you know, on the screen plays and things like that. You know, he's a high energy guy. He actually, you know what I mean. Like Sproles, he's not easy to take down. So I think he'll have a major role. I think he needs to have a major role. It's going to be interesting. I'm hearing that Ertz is leading towards likely to playing. So take that, leading towards likely.
Would you want to?
I don't want him to play unless he's like 75%, 80% healthy. You know what I mean? I don't want him to go out there and can make it worse.
Yeah, exactly. And then ruin our chances for... Because what we do have going for us is that Seattle's 3 running backs are out. They have the worst luck in the month when it comes to that in the running back part. The good thing for us is that our running backs are emerging out of nowhere. Miles Sanders is scheduled to play, right?
Yeah, Miles Sanders said he's playing, hands down.
So I know Seattle's run defense isn't that good. So I think.
Well, let's go over. I wanted to go over last game just because we played them. We played them at home, right?
Okay.
They won 17-9. Here are some of the numbers. This gives me encouragement. Wilson was 13 for 25, 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Here's the big number, 6 sacks. So they were able to sack him 6 times. You know, that's the biggest thing about Russell Wilson is we could never get to him. They only put up 17 points total. Rashad Penny,
6 sacks is big.
what you just say, all 3 running backs are out. Rashad Penny was their leading rusher, 14 rushes, 129 yards, 23 rushes total to 25 passes. Puts this in perspective to what we did. Also, their highest receiver was Tyler Lockett for 1 catch for 38 yards. Everybody else had under 38 yards. A few had 2, a few had 3 catches, but nobody really burnt us. They did have crucial drops that could have. One was definitely a touchdown, right? The other one could have been a touchdown, depending on what he did after the catch. So let's put that in perspective too. But these are the numbers, right? Carson Wentz, 33 for 45. 256 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, sacked 3 times. Miles Sanders was your leading rusher, 12 rushes for 63 yards, and you had Jay Ajayi playing at that time. Your receivers were Ertz, 12 for 91 yards, a touchdown. Ward had 6 for 40. Arcega-Whiteside 2 for 43, and Dallas Goedert had 7 receptions for 32 yards. Now this was at the point when we were playing the absolute worst.
Or
football.
we were just actually feeling out our newer players
Like
because
it was ugly, it was ridiculous. Nobody knew what was going on, and so now you go into it thinking, all right, now you got more confidence in players, right?
and we're at home again.
Like you're saying, you actually like, oh yeah, I like Boston Scott. He can actually do something. I like Miles Sanders. He can actually do something. These guys, I like Dallas Goedert. I like Ward. I like Perkins. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think he's caught 2 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks or so.
I'm starting to like Perkins. I mean,
You know
he's
what I mean?
another one that
Catch the ball. All you gotta do is catch the ball. Even the guy, Rock Davis, whatever his, I don't know his first name. I know it's R or something. But even him, catch the ball. Even the one they called, I think it was a penalty. He got called back. I think Peters got called for a penalty. 38-yard reception. He caught it. It wasn't an easy catch or anything either. Like, so you got guys out there that are willing to make plays, and I think that Carson, now knowing that he can trust his receivers more, it was a pass last week that he threw before the guy even broke out of his route. That comes from trust. Knowing that your guy is going to attempt to make a play and be in the right spot. Even the Boston Scott, when he overthrew, it looked like he overthrew Boston Scott early. Boston Scott, if he had went to the outside where the safety wasn't at, that's where Carson was leading him. Now, it's not a big deal because it wasn't a turnover, and they'll fix that. But those are the little things that comes from, knowing what to look for and what your quarterback is looking at. And this is, so more and more, as the week's been going on, I've been like, I believe we're going to win. I do. I believe we're going to win. Now, I can't guarantee it. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we better win, we should win, we're the better team. I'm not saying that. I just have a good feeling that we're playing the best football of the season. And if we can just chip away, we've already proven, you already have a little bit of confidence knowing that you weren't playing at your best, or like you said, these were the new guys that were just coming on board. That game, I believe, right? It was that game, right? So we have more faith in those guys now to say, like, we can put up more than 9 points against this team because you have more faith, you have more trust, you have more consistency. They've been working out more. Right now, it's like Eagles +1, +1.5. I'm sorry.
I was actually gonna say it's gonna be a really tight game.
It's gonna be really close.
Because listen, as we talk about that, we also talk about, I was talking earlier, the emergence of DK Metcalf. This guy is looking really good the last 4 weeks, catching long passes, and he has been basically go like this to the people. Like it's been. Listen, he's getting better. This is Russell Wilson we talking about. You know what I mean? I know we had 6 sacks last game, but you don't think he game plans now? Go like, all right, let me see how I could do against that. Right. It's still as the way we talk about the Eagles, we always gotta remember what the other team is doing is similar. There's an NFL team and their game plan against us. They see Miles Sanders out there. Like I say, the ones that I think more than anybody is Perkins. That guy Perkins. I still think nobody knows about him. Mm-hmm. And hey, let's throw a couple passes to the guy. He's a tight end and a wide receiver. Why not?
I like I said, I like our chances. No Lane looking like it's gonna hurt us. What else?
I feel like there's a different feel to the Eagles right now, man. I feel like once again we're working together at the right time. Our defense, I feel like we're starting to see like who are the main people. And Fletcher Cox has always been the main person, but we're seeing Malcolm Jenkins out there. He's really, but I feel like it's been more lately the last 3 weeks.
The last 3 weeks was
just an emergence of like how we're being closer. Like we are.
And to Malcolm Jenkins specifically, and I'll credit Jim Schwartz. he's blitzing. So you see a lot of Malcolm Jenkins coming on that blitz. So the plays that he's making are bigger impact plays because now he's getting those sacks, those fumbles.
Brandon Graham out there, yeah.
We're playing what? We're playing the best football, and that's all you want to do as a team. Go out there. You feel like your team has a shot to win, and who knows?
If you haven't
Any
watched the
given
video,
Sunday.
watch that video on the catch up when you see Carson. Just watch it over, man. Like Carson Wentz talking to his guys and everything. It looks like a different team. It feels like a different team.
Remove the cancer, and the body will thrive. It's just like I'm sorry, and I'm gonna say this. I don't even think Aguilar is. I feel like he was more influenced by a Jeffrey than him being the catalyst, the leader.
You know why? Because he was probably upset at how the Eagle fans were starting to talk about him. You only start to see that he
Listen, and I'm not.
he dropped some crucial passes, and that's what happens.
I'm not defending him.
You know how our fans are, man. We get people out of here.
No, I'm not defending him. I'm just saying. 'Cause I know a lot of people say they don't want him to come back, or he could stay injured. Listen, give me because do you know what Arcega Whiteside did last week? Because I don't. Did you see him do anything?
Caught like 2 or 3 passes, I think.
No, he didn't catch anything.
Nothing?
No.
Again?
Nothing.
Well, that's
So,
always look like he catch
Why?
passes.
Like I'm just saying. I'm not saying that Aguilar's a world beater, and I'm not saying that he's
I like
somebody.
Ward, though.
I love Ward, but if Aguilar is healthy and he can play. Because without the Jeffrey, he's the catalyst. He's the cancer. This guy will go out there and play for Carson. I know he will. You know, I think he will. I won't say no. I think he will. You know what I'm saying? I think Aguilar just wants to be good, and I think that he let Alshon Jeffrey get in his ear. You know, those little whispers in the locker room. Now that that's gone, all of a sudden everybody can make a catch. Everybody's catching the ball now. No, it's not just a coincidence, man. Everybody, they're like, I don't want to let Carson down. That's what you have to have as your players for you as a quarterback. You have to have guys that are going to go out there and sometimes make the play for you, not just you always making the play. And that's what you're seeing out there. And I have confidence in us this week. That's the best way I can.
Well, yeah, of course we have confidence. Right? Eagle fans, we see a difference. We've seen 3 straight games, but
yeah. So think about 3 weeks ago. It was. Well, who cares if we make it to the
listen,
playoffs?
I said it to my wife. I even told her to record it, and I'll say it right here on video. When we lost to the Dolphins, I said we're done. I said we are done. I am so glad right now. I'm so happy this is happening.
And losing to the Dolphins will make you think that like you can't beat the Dolphins. But then, what happens at the end of the year? They beat the Patriots. But you know, like who cares about other teams? It's just. But it does kind of actually make you feel like, all right, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. We might have just took them for granted, whatever. But let's say we win this week. Things are looking good, right? Do you think that like before we get into the rest of the thing, let's get a prediction for the game.
You ready?
You go first.
I think it's actually going to be high scoring.
Mm-hmm.
By high scoring, I mean 30 to 27 us.
I think I'm going to say Eagles win because I think that's what's going to happen. I just have a feeling. I have a good feeling. But I think it'll be around the range of 20 to 17, 15.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I don't think we'll win if we scored that little bit.
Seattle, like they'll go for 2 or something like that. There'll be something crazy. I don't know. Like it's going to be one of those type of games. Like expect a trick player to, you know, if we don't turn the ball over, we win. But I don't think if we put up. What did you say? 30?
30.
If we put up 30, we win. I don't think there's a way we lose if we put up 30. So
that's what we're gonna need to do. Marshawn Lynch.
I'm not necessarily terrified of him because I think also you said this earlier in the year, speedy backs are more effective on us.
Yeah.
That's why Rashad Penny had 14 rushes for 29 yards, 129 yards last game. Marshawn Lynch, who's going to try and run between the tackles and not bounce it out, plays to our strength in what we do.
Our D-backs are too good for that.
And our D-line, clogs the middle up well enough too. Like that's how we hold Zeke and guys like that to minimal yards. So I think that plays into our strength. Like you said, the two receivers, we hold them down, or they have some key drops again, and then I think that this game, this go around, we'll capitalize on it, and we'll get the Eagles win. So going off of that, Eagles win, right? Let's say that happens.
Okay.
Let's just stay in the NFC. Is there any chance in the world New Orleans loses to Minnesota at home?
Yes. You gotta remember, is what's it? Adam Thielen playing?
I think Thielen and Cook are both playing.
Yes. You got Thielen. You got Diggs out there. They were saying Cousins needs to throw more. They should have started. How do you have two wide receivers and focus only on running? And they made it a point out there the first 6 games that of course Dalvin Cook is great, but that's all you're gonna do. Like you got two stud wide receivers. Until they complained about it, then you finally get them the ball, and they scored 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. Look, Kirk Cousins ended up with like 1,600 yards. With 3,600 yards. It was like 400 yards to 4,000. That's how you measure like good quarterbacks usually.
Right.
And he missed 1 game, and this was with focusing on running. He's not a bad quarterback, so if they can't stop the wide receivers, I think Kirk Cousins will go off this game and beat New Orleans.
Well, I would, me, that's my wishful thinking.
But we got Michael Thomas and Drew Brees on the other side.
Now, let's say they listen, any given Sunday, I don't think it'll happen. I hope it does. Right now, it's a 7.5. New Orleans is favored by 7.5.
That's huge for the playoffs.
That's huge. And I just believe in the playoffs, you don't get too many 7.5 point spreads. And I think it'll be a little bit closer than that. I think that Minnesota will have a shot if they keep it within like 3 or 4, or they can keep it back.
They'll have to keep up with them, man.
Or don't let them go off. And this is the thing. Double Michael Thomas.
But then Kamara out there too.
Okay, Kamara out the backfield. I'm just saying, they let Michael Thomas, everybody lets Michael Thomas get off.
He's that good.
He is that good that you need to double cover him. Who else is and Drew Brees can bury, but I'm just saying, I let somebody else beat me.
Yeah, it does have to be somebody else.
Let somebody, you have to.
But there's a playoffs to see what's going to happen. Yeah, you're right, anything could happen. It's almost like there's always, especially in the first round, a surprise. If anything, out of all games, I think this is the biggest surprise if New Orleans could lose.
It could be the biggest surprise,
And that usually happens, man.
Bring it, I would take Minnesota plus the 7.5.
I think so too. I think that's too much.
I would take Minnesota plus the
7.5. By 7 points? I might go to the casino right after this and put that in.
Alright, so that's hopeful. We hope that Minnesota will win, but if New Orleans does what they're supposed to do, they'll probably.
So what's the record, Minnesota?
It's like 10-6 or 9-7. They were locked into that 6 seed, regardless of what happened.
But how did we get? Oh, go ahead. Explain what's gonna happen.
How did they get How did we get the 4th seed? Because we won our division, so all the division winners are 1 through 4, based off a record. The top 2 get the bye, and then who the Niners playing? No, who?
Well, go ahead. Continue with what happens afterwards.
All right, no, so
Minnesota wins. What's the other? Niners against us, right? Or Niners or Green Bay against us?
If Minnesota were to win, then we would be traveling
to Green Bay or San Francisco.
We would be traveling to Green Bay. I might have got that all wrong in my wishful thinking, because at that point we would be higher than Minnesota, so we wouldn't get the number 1 overall seed, which is San Francisco. We would get the number 2 seed in Green Bay, so we would have to go to Green Bay and win, and they would have to go to San Francisco if we both won.
Well, all right. So before that,
But anyway, let's get into this Pats Titans.
no, hold on. I wanted to talk about who would you rather want, Green Bay or San Fran?
Oh, okay. San Francisco.
Me too. Why?
Aaron Rodgers.
No. Running is strong in San Francisco. We could stop the run. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, of course.
Well, I mean that
And Devontae Adams.
well, last time he got hurt.
Yeah.
You gotta remember they were marching down the field. He
Marching
got
down
hurt,
the
and they
field.
couldn't do anything.
The last drive, and they almost still got to it.
I don't want to see that again. I was hoping, so if Minnesota wins, it wouldn't happen anyway. Because I was hoping that Minnesota would play Green Bay. And that divisional matchup would, upset would happen.
Oh, okay.
But it wouldn't even matter, so if the Eagles win, you don't have to be the 4 seed, we would play. If the 3 seed wins, which is New Orleans, then we go to San Francisco. New Orleans goes to Green Bay.
Okay. So anyway, in the AFC, what's going to happen in the AFC? Let's talk a little bit of playoffs in the AFC.
Titans and Pats. Right now it's -5 Pats. I'll tell you right now.
-5 Pats?
I would take the Titans. And it's not even disrespecting the
They look
Patriots.
good,
They
man.
just don't look the same. They could still win. They could still game plan. I think that Mike Vrabel has a nice knowledge of the inner workings of the New England scheme. Who better suited to
As
knock them
long
out
as
in the
there's
first
no
round?
recording back there, the Titan field, you know what's going on.
No, I mean, hey. That's
Who knows? We'll hear about it 3 days later,
That's your
Patriots.
That's your history.
Yeah, right?
You know, you can't
Forget that
escape it.
history. You can't forget that.
Right.
You can't forget that.
We
We
should-
want fair and square.
Right. Excuse me.
Little Patriot always, I never mind that.
Also, they're not good against the run. They're just
Derrick Henry is the
and
leading
Derrick
running
Henry
back
is a
in the league.
beast. He's a beast. 3 touchdowns last week, 100+ yards, of course.
200 yards.
200 yards?
Yeah.
I didn't know he hit the 200 mark. I mean, they do it right. And Tannehill is just an efficient game manager, gets his guys the ball in places for them
If
to make
Derrick Henry's
plays.
on fire, he gives it to him. If not, he throws the ball and he throws it well. Efficient as could be, yeah.
It's beautiful. And you've never seen a New England offense look this bad.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not even the defense. The defense is it can play well enough to keep them in it. I don't know if they're all the Titans' defense isn't terrible. So it's not. I don't know if they can march up and down the field on the Titans the way that the Titans might be able to hold the ball, run the ball. So yeah, I would take the Titans for sure. I'm not saying that they'll definitely win. I did say that I felt like New England would lose their first playoff game this year.
Let's see what's going to happen
But I
on
did-
Tom Brady's last starting year.
I did think that they would get the bye. I didn't think that they would have to see a team like the Titans. I thought that it would be Chiefs, one of the better teams.
It was
advancing.
huge that they
But-
lost.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
KC was coming in.
Offense.
Casey was telling me. I mean, Casey was going into the game pretty sure, looking into the Patriots like, damn, man. And they lost? Like, come on, it is Miami. But you can't ever count out Belichick and Brady, and that's the only thing. Who knows what happens? It just makes you think that Josh Gordon was a big loss. Antonio Brown still was a big loss.
If Bill Belichick and the Patriots go back to the Super Bowl this year, I will have more respect for them because they're just not like Tom Brady is not the old Tom Brady. He's not making players great,
No.
so
his last year, like his last. So if he does play next year, he would not make it to the playoffs as a starter.
He might. I mean, listen. You have Miami. They'll probably be looking to add a lot of pieces with their free agency. They killed a lot of cap. The Bills are looking decent once finally. Who else is in that division? Jets. You know, Sam Darnold. He doesn't look too bad. Maybe.
Jets look bad.
I mean, but maybe if he doesn't get healthy, they have a few more wins. I'm not saying they look good enough to battle the Patriots for the division.
Get rid of Le'Veon Bell while you can.
But they look better than they did. It's not a complete direct, and then you see that, you know, the Patriots are kind of falling off. It looks like Tom Brady's coming across that wall. That father time, you know, can't escape. Nobody can escape. Catches us all. So, the last game of the weekend, to go over, we played the last game, but Buffalo at Houston. Houston -3, which is pretty much standard what you get when you're at home. I have no idea what this game.
I wouldn't put money. What's the over under on that?
I don't know. I didn't look. I got it.
Look it up while I talk about it, please.
It's on my phone.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game. It's probably that's hard to.
Because the Bills are one of those teams where you don't really understand how they score, but they're in games and they play D. And Frank Gore's out there, and Singletary, and you're like,
What's the quarterback's name? Josh Rosen? Is that no?
It's Josh Allen, something like that.
Yeah, what?
I honestly I don't know. I don't know that's his name, but he you know they're playing well, and I don't know, man. I just don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put money on that. Like that's the only game I'll skip.
More
than anything. Like so, right now, Fabian's playoff pick. But let me see the matchups real quick. First one, pick the Titans. Definitely the Titans, -5. If the Pats win, I think it's gonna be by a field goal. Like so, it's gonna be a 1 or 2 point game. I think Minnesota loses against New Orleans. That 7.5 spread though.
Yeah, Josh Allen.
7 points. I think New Orleans wins by. If it's still 7.5 while you can, take Minnesota. Seahawks and Eagles, 1.5 Eagles. Eagles will win. 30-27.
Yeah, so we got the same picks. So run to the.
I'm probably going there after this. It kind of seems like a.
Listen, when you're in the if you're a person who puts in bets, tease the points and put a parlay in. Take $200 or so. Get some extra points to the Eagles.
So when you mean that, so what would you put it to 3 or something?
I would say Eagles +6 will give you good odds.
Yeah.
You add that in. I'm talking about this is all 4 games. Put all 4 games in.
Yeah, but
Because
that's taking a lot of money off. You put a +6.
Listen to me, okay? If you go in there, you put a parlay in. Your odds aren't crazy, right? You'll get back double, maybe 2.5 your bread. That's why you got to do it like 200, 250. You know, you got that. Tease every game. Put it in a parlay. Put it in a parlay. Add points to every game in the Parks Builder app. That's what you can do it on there, and you can go right up to the line. They'll scan your phone, so you can sit there at home, add points, look at the odds, see what's good. I was messing around with it. I was like, if I put up 180, I get back like 435 if I tease the teams the way that I would like.
Okay.
You know?
Alright, so, that's football. That's football. We both got all picks, but ultimately, Buffalo, Houston. Which one? Come on, just
Houston.
Buffalo.
Oh, all right. So there we go. That's our.
I hate emerging teams, and it looks like an emerging team, like one of those. And they got a good defense.
I like Houston to win at home. I think Houston does win.
Okay.
I can't. I wouldn't. That's why I would say add points to it.
All right, let's get into the Sixers, man. Let's get into the Sixers.
We have to. It's gonna get ugly.
All right, so Brett Brown, the team, everybody. Let's talk about accountability.
Can I just read these?
Definitely, go ahead.
This is what you've hit. If you haven't heard over the last few weeks, I'm not even the whole quotes. Josh Richardson questions accountability in the locker room. JoJo basically says guys have to step out of their comfort zone to create the space that we need. If you have an open jump shot, you have to take it. Al Horford's not happy with his role. Ben Simmons won't shoot, and Brett Brown wants him to shoot. Go ahead, continue.
Listen, the Al Horford, who wouldn't be upset at that? He is only shooting threes basically because he has to be outside of the 3-point line because our point guard can't shoot. He would play a completely different role if Ben Simmons could shoot. Oh, I mean, don't you see it too much? Al Horford outside of the three? Too much. Too much.
All of our bigs shoot too many threes. Horford and
Embiid.
they both shoot too many threes. Period.
I want Embiid to get a little better at that, so I don't mind. Because as long as he's like around 40%, I'm okay with it. I want him to get better by before the playoffs. It's not like he's not making them. He's making 2 sometimes, 3. Yeah, and when he gets high, he made 5 last time. Like so it's like I want him to get better before the playoffs because that's a big part. Like because what happens with that is his pump fake works more to me. He gets better at 3. His pump fake is even more deadly because that pump fake is deadly already. People still fall for it. Yeah, so I'm okay with that.
And this is the thing. Brett Brown, when I put it up, his coaching gravestone will read, "Here he lies upon Ben Simmons Hill." Is the marriage of him to playing point guard isn't working. He's not going to change it, and he's going to lose his job. And this is what I see happening. Because Ben refuses to shoot, and because the combination of Brett Brown unwilling to sit him down, hold him, as you said, the key word of the day, accountability, unwilling to hold him accountable for not playing. I couldn't imagine. Let's say it was the reverse way, because it's not a time somebody's going to tell me to shoot and I don't. You know what I mean? That's not the problem. So let's say the coach tells me, don't you shoot that ball until we pass it 7 times. And I shoot the ball. I know for a fact. There's not a coach I ever had that wouldn't sit me down. And so it's like Ben doesn't respect Brett. And Brett isn't going to do what he needs to do to get that respect. He's going to lose his job over it. And I think he's fine with that. He's saying, so basically, it's either going to work. It's either going to work with Ben being point guard and him being the coach, or he's going to lose and somebody's going to come in. They're going to change Ben to being a power forward or a small forward. Probably make it work a little bit better with a traditional point guard. And that'll be that.
That's what listen. The main goal, I think, is to get a point guard right now. I don't care what and it would put stress on Ben, and it would be almost forced to trade him. And I want him to get upset because that is what's happening, man. Look at the squad. Look at the squad we have, man. Before, I'm gonna tell you right now. Listen, we waited really long on Jahlil Okafor to trade him. That we got absolutely nothing for him. We waited too long on Markel Fultz to trade and we got absolutely nothing for him. Are we gonna wait on Ben Simmons?
Yeah, they are.
So is
I'm not
that,
saying
and
that
you
they
brought it up earlier, accountability, Elton Brand.
Yeah, now you got to talk about Elton too, because if these changes that need to happen are going to happen, Elton's going to be the one to pull it. Then he's not going to. Brett Brown's not going to fire himself, and Brett Brown isn't going to trade away Ben.
If that's not gonna happen, that even puts me more frustrated. Brett Brown is not willing to, doesn't want to trade Ben, doesn't want to die with Ben. Like, come on,
No, I'm just saying, like, well, yeah, he is going to die with Ben at the point guard. He will. I mean, it's
No
obvious.
doubt.
It's obvious. At this point, he's not even considering it, and it's frustrating.
So do you see that? So Joel Embiid said once again that Ben Simmons has to shoot. So he brought it up again.